deep freeze. Joe squinted and looked. Bear pointed at a thick cluster of bushes at the bottom of the slope, but Joe couldn't see anything unusual. It was just a scrappy bunch of bushes. There's something there, Bear said, frowning. It is what I think it is. We need to investigate. Bear and Joe crept forward toward the bushes, but it was only when Bear parted some of the leaves that Joe saw it for himself. A reindeer was caught up by its massive antler in a tangle of branches and stalks. It lay slumped on the ground. Is it? Joe couldn't say the word. Dad, said Bear, letting down and placing his hand on his neck. Yes, but not long ago. Joe stirred. He realized that this was the closest to a wild animal he had ever been in real life. How did it die? He asked. Bear pointed to one of the reindeer's legs. It was bent in a weird way. It must have broken its leg and then got a piece up in the bushes. It would have struggled for a bit, but out here, breaking a leg is a death sentence for an animal like this. It probably died of exhaustion. So what do we do? Joe asked. Joe said, well, this will feed a lot of other animals around here. It hasn't frozen yet, so it's really fresh. Bear cut the antlers free of the bushes, and Joe dragged the reindeer out into the open. Now we need to gut and skin it before it freezes. So Bear said, got it? Joe asked. I mean, take out the stomach and innards. They go off very quickly, and they could poison the rest of the meat. Without them, the body will freeze naturally and be safe to eat for weeks. Joe's jaw dropped as he realized what Bear was going to do. You mean we're going to eat it? We're going to take enough to last us a day or two, Bear agreed. He smiled softly. I know it can seem harsh, but survivors can't afford to be sentimental. Taking food that becomes a save was having to spend time and effort to get it later. Bear got a slit down the front of the reindeer and pulled it for apart. The reindeer's innards were like stinky mulberry buds all just pulled together. Bear pulled them out onto the snow in a sloppy, quivering head that steamed gently in the freezing air. There's a small spade in my rucksack, Bear said. Please could Mute Eagle hold in the snow to bury the sand, and then we'll dig another hole big enough to take the reindeer. Well, while Joe got to work digging, Bear started to remove the reindeer's fur. This is something else we can use. This guy's fur is perfect insulation. It could keep him warm in a minus 50-degree wind chill, so it will do for us too. But I have to remove it quickly, soon as it be frozen and impossible to work with. Bear left the fur onto the reindeer's hat and its legs below the knees. Everywhere else, he used the knife and his fingers to separate skin from the red flesh underneath. After a few minutes, the fur came away completely, like a reindeer-shaped rock. Then Bear used the knife to cut off one of the reindeer's fur legs. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about keeping this refrigerate. It will just freeze naturally. Joe realized. That's right now. Let's get our friends buried somewhere the predators can't get at him. Between them, Joe and Bear dragged the reindeer over to the hole Joe had started and made it deeper. It's a shame we have to leave so much, Joe said. As they covered it up, it seems like a waste. We can't take it, Bear agreed, but maybe others will. We're going to mark this spot so that any other explorers who can come this way will be able to find it. And so can we if we need to come back.